A screen test here at Panzella. It's very beautiful here. I thought everything you were saying was so interesting about the foundation of the clubs in the 1970s scene. But showed me a little teaser that is kind of off the market right now, like a secret teaser about your role. Are you able to speak anything about the role, your upcoming role in the documentary?
So there's a documentary that's being made about a club that I helped start in 1977 when I was 17 years old. And the club lasted for about 30 years till, about 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago. And it moved around in Portland. One of the kids at the time in the 90s is grown up, and they are a filmmaker, documentarian, and they are now going to make a documentary film about the whole history, the whole 30, 40-year history of the club.
Nice. Would you be able to go through, I remember you did like a club history. Would you be able to go through a series of names or like kind of the chronology of which club opened when or why or how the market shifted? Was the first one the Mildred's one?
Yeah, the first club was Mildred's Palace in the Pythian building, and it was mainly Lanny Swerdlow, myself, and 3 or 4 other kids. We went in and we opened it up. It was in the Pythian building, which is about 100 and some odd years old, and there's this amazing ballroom in there, this 2-story ballroom. And we opened up our disco club in there in July 4th weekend, 1977. We were in that building for 2 years. We kind of got kicked out after 2 years because the building owner they were a property manager or realtor, and I guess the building was actually owned by his wife. Well, they went through a gnarly divorce, and so she got the building back or got control of the building. And so and anything that he was associated with, she did not want to support. She didn't really have anything against us personally, except for the fact that we were his client. So she kicked us out after 2 years, which was the extent of our lease. Then we went down to 3rd and Burnside, where Dante's Inferno is now, and we were there for 4 years, from 1979 to 1983. Then we went up, and at the time there in Old Town, it was still pretty dicey. It was not really considered the entertainment club district like it is today, and so it was a rough location for kids to go down to. And so we did okay, but we never did as good as we thought that we were going to there. So our lease was up there after about 4 years, and then we moved up to a smoother side of town up by a 13th between Morrison and Alder, in the Danmore Hotel building, which has since been torn down. Maybe they tore it down.
Right. What I liked when you were telling me the history of it is you were kind of telling me about the formative space where Portland was kind of a progressive place where there was some queer culture, but still nobody had really centered the concept of there being like a day center or a place for communal support. And so this whole development of the nightlife scene, it seems to have coincided with like the disco era, kind of crossed over with some of the punk rock scene. And how would you explain the zeitgeist of just like everything that was going on politically with people becoming more open to being out of the closet or being more expressive, being more free to express their love? Or
well, in the 70s, then the coming out of the closet then is started gathering momentum after 1969 Stonewall. But this was definitely an over 21 adult scene that was going on, because it was mainly, the culture was mainly developed in the bar scene.
Yeah.
And so there was plenty of adult bars in large cities all over the country, and there was no youth under 21 kind of culture or scene at all. And the powers that be then did not know how to reconcile that. It was one thing to accept, over 21 grown adults to make their own decision, but then with kids and children, they didn't know how to separate from recruiting or abuse or what have you. So that was a really new concept that the culture at large had to grapple with, and that was an issue for us. We found ourselves in the court. There were times when the police would come in to our club after curfew, and they hauled me off after curfew.
Was this because you were a young entrepreneur?
Under 21 or under 18, a minor.
Wow.
And so we had to get laws reinterpreted as far as what was a public space or what was curfew enforceable or not. As it turns out, inside a building like such as a movie theater or a restaurant or something like that, if you're in a place like that after curfew, then you are not in violation. But we had to have court fights to get that interpreted. Amazing. And so it was definitely to celebrate an under 21 gay youth in such an out and open way was definitely groundbreaking. And it took a long time for the mainstream culture at large, the authorities, to be comfortable with that. There were times where one time the club was raided and the police were there, the fire marshal was there, the postal service was there, the customs of every government agency you could think of. And because these people, when they're not directly experiencing what's going on and they're just guessing, well, your imaginations just run rampant. Right. And they've just these people are just interpreting that every crazy thing is going on, that there's all the drug manufacturing and a pornography syndicate and prostitution rings and child trafficking. I mean, every
and
crazy thing.
And what they didn't really understand is that queer people need each other. They like to hang out with each other. They like to share and share culture. Just like I'm going over to the Columbia Queer Center after we speak, because I want to say hi to my friends and I want to feel accepted. I want to feel loved.
People naturally congregate. It's in our DNA. We're a social species. And so
especially when you're up against what we call the heteronormative patriarchy, where your heterosexuality is presumed or enforced and you're constantly either keeping up an appearance or walking some delicate line of trying to keep your job or keep your sanity or keep your housing, because you don't know what types of discrimination or pressures from your family or anyone. So have you seen the queer culture change since then? Like say in 30 years, or how long has it been since you got started back then? 40 years?
It's going on 50 years, 50 but how years? Kind of you. How kind
Well, I
of
know
you.
I'm 47 and I was born right after your club was founded. So in 77, I was born.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in 1977, you're the snake baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you're a Leo.
And I'm a Leo. We have the same birthday,
July 25th.
Yeah. But thank you for your service to the queer acceptance in Portland, and thank you for continuing on. I'm so excited about you working on this documentary. I really, really look forward to more, so I hope you will send me trailers or teasers or JPEGs or something I could put in the blog, and maybe if you want to meet up again, we can think out. Maybe we'll turn the camera angle like this next time.
Okay.
That way we could both be in the shot a little, but that would make us upside down or sideways.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out what the right format is for the people, because sometimes they like little shorts, or if you want to do some twirling around, do you want to talk about the types of clothing you like to wear or not? Or your personas?
Well, we'll do that next time.
Okay.
Because I've got to get to the bank.
Okay. We'll log off then. And thank you so much, William. That was a fun screen test.
You're welcome, Mistress Mary.
Oh, Duncan.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. So there we go. And I can send you